I want to look at this active region of the sun in the year 2000. It's 9017, which was dismissed as a particle event. I really do want to look at this because I really do feel that it was much more than particles. Like, I don't think it was a normal solar eruption at all. It wasn't. Because when we zoom up, and we've looked at this a lot, if this were just particles, how could particles line themselves up like this? How could they? In rows and things, but that's not the only thing. We've got this right here on a playlist on this channel. How could that be just mere particles? Look at this. I don't think a particle would do that, and they're all the same. They're all the same. How can they be all the same and be just dismissed as debris or whatever? Certainly there must be something more than just a ordinary particle event, because look what we're looking at. Look what we're looking at on here. Oh my gosh, my phone is trying to get dark on me. I don't think I like that. I need to brighten up my screen. You are weak. Gina can do this. I can just push the button on my Surface and I can make the, oopsie, get back here, Gina. You get back on your thing. I can make my image, let me get this. I can make my screen, I can make it dark or I can make it bright. I'm going to make it bright so you can see what came out of the sun. No. It was not just a particle event as they said. Now, that's what they said. That's what the expert says. Gina, are you an expert? No, but to me, an average person just looking and stuff, that doesn't look like just regular normal debris right here. It literally looks like objects came out of the sun, and not just 2 or 3. Oh, no, we're talking millions. Millions. I would say millions. This is the NASA product. I think this is the 171. Look how they're so intelligent. They line up. And these things right here, whatever these are, they're in our skies. They are in our skies. This truly does look like black cubes. Black cubes, and then you could say that we had black cubes come out, and we also had white cubes that followed. For this to just be really, just think about it. Hello, Mindy, honey. Let's just think about this. You're not going to have all the same size particles. They are the same size and shape. You're not going to have that coming out of the sun, because I'm sure there's going to be, like, even with the solar filaments and stuff, the flares, they're all different types of sizes. They are debris. No, not even space rocks, meteors, debris. No, they're all different shapes. But to say that this is just a particle event and just leave it at that. Hello there, Eva. No, something happened in June the 2nd of the year 2000. This looks like this is an intelligent-like species. I'm just going to tell you, it looks like an intelligent species. They look like cubes, black cubes, and there is something about crystal. I think, is it crystal cubes? We have the Borg. I think the Borg would fall under the category as a great big black cube. I really do. Now, this is from the trace imagery. It is. Look at this. They came out of the sun. Look how they're clustered together. There's so many of them. There's so many of them. And they are a collective. They are a collective because they can, like, separate themselves. These right here, they go in and out of the sun also. We've caught them on NASA's product coming out of the solar flares. And you can see how they look like they're like one cube, and this would be like 2 cubes. When we see fleets of, I just call them ships, and they come out of the NASA product, The blue one, I forget the name of how it goes. They coming out looking like this in fleets. I think the most we ever counted coming out of one of the coronal holes on the sun was like around 60 something is what it was, you all. See, look at this. Up on, like, looking like this, you can't see nothing, but if you look at this area, that is millions. Millions. I would say millions of these. I don't think this is all of them. Look how far up they reached. They reached all the way, all around that area right there. Now, even if this is like a small area of the sun, is the AR active region was 9017 in the June the 2nd of the year 2000. Look at the millions of them. There appeared to be more of these black cubes, really, more of these black cubes than the white cubes that came out, or the crystal cubes. Look how many, because these right here are also the same size as these. Why would you get two different ones? You got the white one and you got the black one. These were millions. And this, oh, get back here. This was, oh my gosh, what do I got going on? Somebody does not want me to look at that. I want to get over there and I want to look at it, y'all. I really want to get back to it. I went in the wrong direction, and directly you'll be directed in the right direction. Let me get me back over there to the product that I want. Now, see, this is where it came from. This is right here. It came from that site right there. Right there, Trace. Yeah, T171. 06214 something. I don't think that's the one that I did. This was the one. Look how many of these there were. And remember going to the, was it the Pacific Ocean? There were thousands and thousands of black cubes under the water in the Pacific Ocean off the coast of South America. Look at these. Look at them. And then look, there's very, very few of these crystal-looking cubes. Very few, as opposed to these right here. Most High Sun, hello. Yeah, so now let's look at it, you all. If this was mere debris, if this would just be a particle event, how big are these particles? What are the dimensions of these particles, and why do all these particles look the same? And then how come they look like they can line up in a row? How come? How come they can line up like that, and they can be 2, they can be 3, they can be whatever, you know. If you look at some of NASA's products, you see some of these right here. They in a big long row, and they'll go all the way across the breadth of the sun. And these right here are the ones that we documented coming out of the sun. It was the black ones. There was no white ones that were coming out unless they kind of inverted the images. But these right here, they're cubes. They are cubes. And there is something about crystal cubes. Now, see, this is not a popular video. Gina, you can't be talking about this. Well, it won't be a long video. It won't. You can see right here, coming out of the sun. And it looked like a square portal, really. Look at that. How can it be square looking? How can it be? Let me come on down here. Look how these were just lined up along this filament. They literally rode the wave of the filament, the solar flare, the whatever plasma. They rode the wave. They come down here, they ride it with the energy of the wave. Hey, look how this looks. Why does that look blue? How can this, now this is really interesting, you all. This is a white hand on here, a white little pointer thing. How come it's showing up blue on here? Why is it showing up blue? Because it truly is white. I don't know, but they come out. I think these came out. These came out. Right here, these crystal-like cubes or white cubes, they came out because these came out. This looked like a whole army, massive and massive ones. Where'd they go? Where do they go? You think they come to Earth? Because there's lots of pilots who've seen black cubes in the sky. There really have been lots of pilots Let me pull up the one thing right over here. Now, we'll read about this sunspot. This is the sunspot right here, and this is from Stanford Education right here, results, and there was 3 different images. These 3 images of active region 9017 were taken at 1401 UT on June the 2nd of 2000. These images show 3 different temperature regimes of the solar atmosphere. The 171A, which is that one right there, the 171A, they're talking about the regions of it, how they feel. How does it feel? Well, it feels like it's got a lot of stuff coming out of it that don't look like just mere particles. Okay, let's get back to it. It's in the goat. It shows the million. It shows the million degree corona. So that corona is 1,000,000 degrees over there, right here. Well, it's got some particles that came out, some objects. One can see various sets of loops that connect the 2 sunspots, which are visible in the white light image, which was yellow, as well as, okay, yeah, we can see the loops. We can see them. We can see that we have this loop right here connecting, but you're not talking about what's in the loop. See, that's the thing. What is inside these loops? You're not talking about that. That's totally being left out. There's something in the loops. Something came through. Something came out of the sun. It really did. It came out of the sun. And that something is these, which are far less than these, because these are, I'd say there's millions of them. Millions of them. And again, I'm just going to say, we documented these coming out of different sunspots. Sometimes you'll have one come out, like one of these cubes will come out of the sun. It's NASA's product. I forget the name of them, but it's a blue one. You'll have one come out by itself, and then you'll have 2 of them connected, and they'll look like that, and they'll be coming out of the solar flare. So the loops are connected. Yes, they're connected. Of course they are. Various sets of loops that are visible in the white light. And you got the red image right here. The white light image shows the solar surface and the photosphere, and the temperature was at 6,000 Kelvin. 6,000 Kelvin. The sunspots, which this is we're looking at when they came out, regions of the surface with the large concentrated magnetic field. So they get the magnetic fields up there. They have a temperature of above 4,000 Kelvin. Okay, this is courtesy of blah, blah, blah. Right there, the year 2000. And a lot of things were supposed to happen in the year 2000. They really were. Let me show this. This really does. What happened then? Really, truly, what was there anything that really changed on Earth when we look at this right here? Because there's all different things. It's good that they have places that document it. It really is really good that they're documenting things like that. And you can see this in the inverted. We've inverted it. And if this was just mere plasma, then why, if it's just mere debris, why are all this mere debris, this mere particles, all the same size? Why? They're perfect. They're perfect. And if there was like others, if these things came out, the debris, and they made holes, they wouldn't all be the same size of holes. They wouldn't. They would not be the same size. You can see them right here. These were the white ones that we were looking at. You can see that they are, they appear to be under some kind of intelligent control. Really, they do. Because look how they can line up. Or they can be separate. And then up here, you have the millions of these that came out, the black cubes. I'm just going to call them black cubes because they look like black cubes. So that's what I'm going to say they look like. But this, in the inverted mode, look at this. Look at these, you all. This is what the black cubes look like in the Pacific Ocean. They are massive. They are absolutely massive in the Pacific Ocean. we have the cube playlist on here, and we have some things. I encourage you to go check out the cube playlist. We threw the Borg in there because, you know, the Borg cube. And, you know, there's other instances of cubes and stuff. And the clouds have tiny cubes in them. They have tiny black cubes. They have tiny white cubes and stuff like that. They do. I just want to say that they were just saying, all they were doing was saying how this loop right here connected that sunspot with the one over there. Well, yeah, it did, but what's all of that? What's all of that? Because that's something solid. It is. It's something solid. And they didn't just stay there in the sun. Now, see, look at this. You know how many times you look at the NASA products and you'll see, like, on some of them, you'll see, like, one of these up there around the sun, and sometimes it's longer. Sometimes it's only that size, and they're white ones. But then sometimes it's longer, and you see all these little white things flying around. I think it's these right here, I really do. Those right there, flying around the sun, and there were millions of black cubes, millions of them, which was here. They literally covered this whole area. But it happened on June the 2nd of the year 2000. And it was said it was a particle event that happened. And that's what those particles look like. They look like objects. Objects is what they look like. So I am going to go. There were more black cubes. More black cubes. And you can see that these black cubes also can do the same thing the white ones can, or the crystal ones. They can line up like that. They can. And they can, like, be that many in a row. They can cluster together in the ocean. Oh, they made big trails, big paths in the ocean. And they clustered together in the Pacific Ocean that we caught. Clustered together. So I am going to go, you all. That's about it. But it came from, let's see that square down there. It's like a square portal. They came out of the sun in the year 2000. So something came out of the sun. There was an enormous eruption. And something came out. But then something also followed that something. So with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello, from my heart to yours. Love you. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. I've been doing a time lapse of Papakaro, and when I get that done, you all, there is some massive ships, which look like ships. Of course, I'm not an expert in this, but they look like massive ships with smaller ships. And when I say ships, I mean flying saucers. They have a certain type of a name for that type of cloud, but oh, it's really cool. I'll be sharing that later. I will. Thank you for your comments, you all. Love you. Please give this video a thumbs up on your way out. Thank you. And hit that subscribe and join it. Yeah.